Today I want to talk to you all about spring trends for 2024 because I've been pinning on Pinterest and I've noticed a fair few trends that keep cropping up, things that I am loving and things that I can definitely get on board with, some things I'm kind of on the fence about, some things that I think look good on other people but I'll probably be skipping personally, and then some trends that I'm just absolutely not here for, don't think look good on anyone and really want them to die very, very quickly indeed. Let's start on a positive note with some of the trends that I've seen that I'm absolutely loving for spring summer this season. The first trend is chunky necklaces. I am all on board for the slight departure from very fine minimal jewellery to some of this more fun, quirky statement jewellery, especially in the form of necklaces. Now don't get me wrong, I'm always going to love fine jewellery. I'm always going to have a predominantly fine jewellery collection. You know that, you've seen my jewellery collection, but I really think in the summer it's really fun to play with slightly more experimental jewellery, and I've been seeing so many pictures of really fun beaded necklaces, really unusual necklaces with weird motifs and interesting designs, chunky necklaces that take up a lot of space on the neck, and I really like it. I think it's fun. I think in the summer we're dressing usually quite simply. There's not much layering going on. There isn't that many interesting textures. You might just be wearing a plain cotton dress or a pair of linen trousers with a matching shirt. And in that case, it's really fun to play up your jewellery a little bit and add colour, dimension and texture through a necklace. I'm kind of wondering where everyone is getting these necklaces from because they look like they're from smaller independent designers, maybe from Etsy. I'm probably going to go and have a look on Etsy actually, but you can definitely go vintage for this trend as well. There are loads of vintage beaded and resin necklaces. I saw one on eBay a while ago that looked almost identical to the beaded chunky necklace I have from Sézane, so definitely shop secondhand if you want to participate in this trend. I also think that although it is definitely on trend at the moment, chunky jewellery is never completely out of style. There's always a place, I think, in anyone's collection for some statement pieces of jewellery alongside more minimal classic fine jewellery, and I think it's really fun to mix and match both within an outfit as well. The next item that I've been seeing defined as a trend on all of these fashion websites and articles, and I've been seeing it styled a lot as we creep into spring summer, is a piece that I really don't think you can consider a trend, and it's the white dress. So apparently the white dress for spring summer 2024 is massively on trend, but honestly, when is this not classic? When is this not a favourite style for summer? In my opinion, a white dress is always going to look good in the spring summer, and I guess it's just an advantage that this year it's being called a trend, so there's probably going to be even more styles for us to choose from if you do want to add a white dress to your wardrobe. It's also another way you can participate in trends without feeling guilty that these pieces are going to date really quickly and you're going to tire of them and want to sell them on or get rid of them, because I don't really see many people getting sick of a white dress. Even if they're saying next year that the black dress or the red dress or something completely different is the trend, a white dress is still gonna look good. I would say you don't have to go too expensive with this either. There are definitely some more affordable options. There's this one that I saw recently in M&S. I actually saw this in person. I actually tried it on. I didn't get a photo or a video of me trying it on, but it felt really lovely, very high quality, and it's £39.50. Now it is 100% cotton, and I believe it was lined with cotton as well. So I would say, although you don't have to go really expensive, do be cautious of the fabric composition, especially with white. I think white can look very cheap if it's done poorly, if it's done in synthetic fibres. But if you're using cotton or linen or a blend of the two, I think you can't go too far wrong. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to participate in this trend either. I would also say be careful and make sure you pick something that's either lined or is fully opaque, because there are a lot of cheap fast fashion white dresses and skirts and tops that look lovely but actually in reality are so sheer that you just can't really wear them other than maybe to the beach over a bikini. So pick wisely, but I don't think you can go too far wrong. And I think a white dress is ultimately always on trend it always looks good. I think in general, we've been seeing a rise in very feminine, very cutesy styles. I feel like, again, fashion has been really dominated by very masculine, androgynous styling for the last decade. Oversized blazers, tailoring, shirts, all of these things have become really popular, and I think some of the more feminine, cutesy styles have been forgotten a little bit, but I can kind of feel them creeping back in. And the next trend, which is bows, really kind of encapsulates this. You don't get anything more feminine than bows. This could be as simple as getting a piece of ribbon left over from Christmas and tying it in your hair as a bow. You could tie it around your waist as like a makeshift ribbon belt. I've seen that as well. And yeah, it's not something that you need to go out and buy a bow top, I don't think, unless you really, really like the trend and it would form a part of your personal style regardless of whether it was on trend or not, then I probably wouldn't recommend buying one of these specific tops. But yeah, just tying a bow in your hair, around your wrist, even around your neck if you're feeling quite fashion forward. I do have one item in my ears that is a bow. So these earrings, I will put a close-up of them on screen as well, but these were sent to me by a Parisian jewellery brand. I will leave them linked down below, and yeah, I am just obsessed with these. They're pearls with a little diamond in the centre in the shape of a bow, and it's a nice nod to the trend, but equally I'm not going to get sick of wearing this even when the bow trend has been and gone, because these are still really kind of reminiscent of my own personal quite feminine style. And yeah, absolutely loving those. So I'll leave those linked down below, but any kind of small bow accent I think is a really fun way to feminize your outfits. On the other end of the scale, something quite different to bows is leopard print. Leopard print is definitely a little bit more edgy, quite a different style to bows, although I've definitely seen them combined. But leopard print is something that, again, never really goes fully out of style. It just kind of peaks a little bit, and some years it's more popular than others, and I feel like this year, this season, there's so much leopard print about. Rouge especially, their new collection is full of leopard print. So if you like Rouge and you like leopard print, definitely go and check that out. I think if I was going to add any leopard print to my wardrobe, it would probably be this bag from Rouge. I'm not about to spend £300 on this bag because I don't love leopard print enough to do that. But I do really like this bag. If I could find something like this secondhand, something vintage that had this kind of style, then I may consider it, because I think leopard print in accessories is how I would do leopard print. I don't think I would fully commit to a leopard print pair of jeans, although I know those are really popular at the moment. Maybe a shoe. Actually, Sézane have a pair of leopard print ballet flats that I think look really nice, and I've been really tempted by them. They do look quite stiff though. That's the one thing that's put me off, is they look like quite a stiff ballet flat as opposed to a really soft leather. So let me know if you've tried these and if they're comfortable or not, because those are a really nice alternative to the bag and something I would definitely see myself wearing with a pair of jeans and a white top in the summer. Because leopard print has been around forever, it's probably something you can find fairly easy secondhand as well. So do make sure you check Vinted, Depop, eBay before you buy anything new, because chances are this trend has been around time and time again. There's going to be loads of leopard print secondhand for you to find and enjoy. I would say though, tread carefully. I feel like leopard print is one of those fabrics and patterns that can either look incredibly chic or extremely cheap. The colour of the season is apparently butter yellow. Now we definitely are still seeing red dominate, we're seeing burgundies, and we're also seeing shades of blue, like a light blue, really popular as well. But I would say the top colour in terms of colour trends is butter yellow this year. Hardly groundbreaking, it's a pastel-y shade, it suits the season we're in perfectly. I think it does look really nice, very pretty, very delicate for spring. It reminds me of buttercups. So yeah, it's a nice colour for the season. I also don't think colours can ever truly be trends because they're colours. They don't really go in and out of style, but we're definitely seeing more items in this butter yellow than usual. And I think if this is a colour that you really like and it suits your skin tone, suits your wardrobe, then take advantage of it being on trend at the moment, because it's a colour that a lot of retailers don't make a huge amount of clothing in. Usually it's quite a divisive colour, yellow. Not a lot of people like to wear it. So I guess retailers stay away from making too many items in that colour, but because it's on trend, we are definitely seeing more items than usual. So grab a couple of pieces if it is one of your colours, because it's a great time to do so. There's lots of choice out there. The next trend I'm titling the Garni blouse, but these blouses don't specifically have to be from Garni, but I do feel like they are the brand that popularized these and they're the most famous for them. So I do like these. I like, actually, it's quite similar to what I'm wearing today. This blouse is from Reformation. This is my April low buy purchase, and I really like this collar on it. I think it's almost quite sailor-esque, and this trend definitely does remind me of kind of the sailor aesthetics of the early 2010s. I remember in like 2012 everything being sailor themed, stripes, nautical. We were all obsessed with it, and maybe it's coming back around because I do think these big collars often have that kind of feel to them, but the Garni ones in particular, so popular. I will say again, I've seen a lot of these on Vinted, so definitely check Vinted if you have one of these on your wish list. Before you buy it firsthand, look on Vinted, because chances are the exact blouse will be for sale for half the price. As I said, Reformation have a few styles like this as well. They have this one. They also have this top in a plain white with the black bow, which I really like as well. And I feel like And Other Stories does a lot of big collars, ruffles, big extravagant necklines quite often as well. So another place to check if you like this kind of trend. And that was kind of a Scandi girl trend started by Garni. Another Scandinavian trend that another trend that I think feels quite Scandinavian inherently is the gingham trousers, the plaid trousers that we're seeing. I feel like these are just another iteration of a summer linen trouser. Usually we see them in block colours, neutral colours, maybe a stripe here and there, but we're really playing into pattern this year, and we're seeing lots of gingham print, and I really like it. I think it's very cutesy, again, very fun. It does remind me of a picnic blanket, but in the best possible way, and it feels very Matilda Djerf coded, very Scandi girl. I can definitely imagine Matilda Djerf wearing something like this. So yeah, if you like this, I feel like again, it's something that is never really out of trend because you can kind of just wear them as loungewear, but it's more acceptable at the moment to wear them out and about and look really fashion forward as well. They also get bonus points in my book for being incredibly comfy. The final couple of trends that I'm really loving are off the shoulder silhouettes and peplum tops. Off the shoulder, first of all, I think this is always flattering. I've always loved an off the shoulder moment. I think if you're smaller on top, it's really nice to accentuate that area. You can do it very dressy or you can do it very casual. There's so many different options at the moment. You can do like a simple cotton long sleeve top that just happens to be off the shoulder, or you can go all out and you can do like a very extravagant, beautiful off the shoulder blouse or dress, and it looks very done up and dressy. So either way, I think works great. The one thing I would say is I would avoid doing this in anything that is very synthetic or very itchy. I know Sézane did an off-the-shoulder jumper in that mohair alpaca blend, and I just felt itchy looking at the pictures of that jumper because it's tight across here. I just couldn't think of anything worse than having that kind of tight band of mohair on my skin. So yeah, I would avoid mohair and synthetic, itchy, uncomfortable fabrics in this silhouette because it is so tight to your skin, and I feel like the skin around your neck and your décolletage is quite sensitive to itch. So yeah, I wouldn't do the mohair, but I think in a cotton or in some kind of tight, like stretchy viscose or something like that, then this is a really, really nice silhouette. The peplum is probably a little bit more divisive. I think a lot of people like an off the shoulder, but less people are liking peplums. I feel like we're still in the early stages of the peplum coming back. We're not quite ready to commit to it yet, but I am seeing it trickling down from the runways, from more like event wear and like Oscars dresses, things like that, into more everyday items. And I do feel like by summer we're going to be at peak peplum season, and personally I'm all for it. I love a peplum. I've always loved a peplum. I loved a peplum in 2012 and I will love a peplum now. I think they're really fun. I think it's nice to play into a silhouette that perhaps accentuates the feminine body. It accentuates the kind of nipped in waist and the wider hips. And actually, although most of the time clothing is designed or we're told to minimize those proportions and dress to make your wider hips look smaller, it's kind of nice to just go the opposite way and really accentuate that difference and that proportion. And I think it's fun. You can do this in so many different ways. You can do it in a really pretty, delicate, girly way with just like a subtle frill peplum that is very minimal and is just a nod to the trend. Or you can do like a really structured piece that is a full-on, really dramatic peplum. And personally, I love both. Those are all the trends that I'm loving. Now let's get negative. Let's get into the trends that I am really not enjoying seeing at the moment. First up is barrel jeans. We had to talk about this. They're everywhere at the moment, whether you call them barrel jeans or is it horseshoe jeans or something like that. Either way, I do not like them. I do sometimes like the more subtle shapes on other people. I think Daily Helen really likes barrel jeans and I think they look amazing on her, but I think for my body type, absolutely not. And the really exaggerated ones that are, I think they're more like the horseshoe jeans where they're just like a really exaggerated version of the shape are just a no-go. I think they look really odd and just a little bit too quirky for my liking. So this is something that I'm definitely not going to be trying. I also think that they won't last long. I just don't think, I think jeans inherently we wear to look quite classic. And whether it's a wide leg or a straight leg, I feel like those jeans are always going to be in people's wardrobes, whereas any trend jean just ultimately doesn't last long because you end up reverting back to your straight legs or your wide legs or the ones that you feel most comfortable in, whereas these like trends in denim, they just kind of come and go really quickly. And I also think that denim is something that's incredibly environmentally expensive to make. It takes a huge amount of water to make just one pair of cotton jeans. So I'm really not up for experimenting too much with jean trends. I think I want to stick to what I know and wear and love the jeans that I already own again and again and again. Another trend that I am absolutely not enjoying seeing again, and this is another trend that has come back around from the 2000s, the late 2000s, is capris. Absolutely will not be wearing any capris anytime soon. I really don't like them. I didn't like them in 2008. I don't like them now. They're not for my body type, but I just, even on people who have the body type for capris, I still don't like them. Probably my least favourite trend of everything that I've seen recently. In a similar vein, bloomers. Now I know bloomers have kind of been on trend for a few years now. I've seen some people wearing them since probably about 2021, but I feel like they've gone even more mainstream this year, and again, I will not be participating. I saw a few pairs on Reformation, and Reformation doesn't usually experiment too much with trends. Their pieces are usually quite samey. They bring out the same silhouettes year on year, the same dresses and the same trousers, and they don't experiment too much from that. But yeah, I saw bloomers on there the other day and I was like, what is going on? Because I absolutely do not like these at all. And yeah, even it's another one of those things that even if you have the figure for it, even if you have the confidence for it, I just still don't think it looks good. One that is less offensive to me than those last two, but I still probably won't be participating in, is the drop waist. So primarily we're seeing this in dresses, and I do think that it has the potential to look very, very chic. But again, I don't think it's going to work for my body type, but I'm not actually sure because I can't quite envisage what it would look like on me, but I don't have high hopes. So I probably won't be participating in this, but again, it's one that I can appreciate on some people and I do think can look really elegant if done right. And finally, the last trend I have on my list that I will not be participating in are the mesh or fishnet ballet flats or Mary Janes. I have numerous thoughts about these, one of them being that most of them are made of plastic or very synthetic, nylon or horrible materials. They look very sweaty. Maybe they're okay in spring on a dry spring day, but on a hot, sweaty summer day, absolutely not. I can just smell them from here. And they also, again, are made of plastic. I don't want to add more plastic, more unnecessary plastic to the world when we don't need it, when there's leather, there's secondhand shoes, there's far better materials, and also I just don't see this trend hanging around. I think this is a one season thing, and I think by next year people are going to be looking back on this trend and thinking, what were we wearing? And then you just have a load of plastic shoes that end up in landfill or in secondhand shops and ultimately don't sell because they're not practical or comfortable or nice to wear. That is my roundup of the spring trends I've been loving and hating for 2024. Let me know what trends you're liking. Are you going to participate in any of these trends? I'm very much admiring from afar. As I said, I'm on my low buy. I'm only buying one item per month, and I guess I am participating with my purchase this month. But for the most part, I am sticking to quite classic, timeless styles because that's what I prefer. But I can appreciate looking at these pieces, and I can appreciate seeing them on other people. And I think it's fun to talk about, fun to dissect. But again, you don't need to participate yourself in every single trend. You can just love and appreciate things without actually buying them. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there were any glaring trends that I missed out, what things that you're loving or hating this season. I will also leave some links to my Instagram if you would like to follow me over there to see my daily outfits, and some more videos I will put on screen if you would like to continue watching. Otherwise, I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!